Alright guys, gonna glare here. Trying to figure out. There we go. Should check that before I start streaming. Anyways, what's up, Koppel and Zana? Thank you for being first, Zana. Let me think. What am I going to talk about today? Well, just in case, I never know what people will ask. Not a medical professional. Nothing I say. It's medical advice. Any major changes to make to your diet or any other aspect of your lifestyle, something you should check with a doctor before enacting. Also not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is a recommendation for an investment. And I'm a law-abiding citizen. Nothing I say is an admission of guilt. That being said, welcome to my morning stream. Good morning. We're here. It's a beautiful world. And yeah. If anyone's got any questions, let's see what we can do. We can talk about. Good morning, Jennifer. Good to see you. Let's see, Koppel says, not much, my man. My name's Tristan, but I just got fired like an hour ago from my job at Sig Hauer. What should I do? I have another job lined up, but fired me. Some not okay reasons. Should I get a lawyer? Fuck. I mean, yeah, if you can get a lawyer, of course, that's probably the best way to go about it, and just yeah, put it in someone else's hands that knows something specifically about that. I'm not really personally an expert on all that because, you know, I don't really work or whatever, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it looks up, man. It will look up. Just remember that the most important thing to know is that everything really does happen for a reason, as corny as that is. But I can confirm that there is a grand design to this whole wild thing going on. And I think that you're going to be good. Honestly, I think this is actually going to turn out to be something that you look back someday when you're at like a new peak and you're going to say, damn, if I would have never got fired from SIG, I'd be, still be doing that. So, just look forward to that day. You know what I'm saying? Because it will come. It will come. That is a certainty. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really have to, you know, think too hard about it. Don't worry about it. Just make your, like you said, you got a job lined up. If you really think you can get some money, then talk to a lawyer, see if someone wants the case. And yeah, just play it move by move. Stay in the zone, right where you're at. Don't worry about it too much about looking too far out. Just make your decisions right now, and one day you will, you know, look back and realize that that was just a catalyst for change. That's all that happened. You're just on a totally new path now. Oh yeah, I had some buddies that did sheet metal as well, so I know that's hard work, man. But they definitely got money, so I know it's good. Anyways, best wishes, Tristan. What's up, Ellen? Good to see you. Anyone else have any issues going on in life that they want to share or anything like that? If you need some advice there, I don't mind helping you guys. It's actually kind of where I'm at with it. I was kind of rethinking the whole streaming thing. I'm not really honestly crazy about it, you guys. I really like just being disconnected from my phone. It's like my favorite thing, just be in silence and not be on my phone or even around it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can like sense some kind of discord coming from it at this point. And yeah, I just been on that. But I was also thinking, you know, after this last thing, which I talked about in the last video and the one before that, you know, that was, I can confirm that it's a completely new thing from that point. And it's there's just a lot there, and it would be a shame not to share something with the world. So I at least want to give everyone an opportunity to interact with me here and there. So I'm gonna just do a occasional stream just to stay connected with you guys. Sam, come here. Sam, it's okay. Good boy. Hey Anna, good to see you. Good morning, good morning. Ellen says, yes, my physical and emotional pain has lessened tremendously. I am much more positive lately. You're happy. That is so good. That is so good. Yeah, you know, it's amazing how, you know, just changing a few little things, you know, about the way we look at the world, and just maybe a few things physically with, you know, our diet or whatever. The world can be just a completely different place. It doesn't have to change any other way. You don't actually have to go to a new location. You don't really need to get a new circle of friends. You don't really even have to have friends at all. You, you know, all the things that people chase after, thinking that they are going to be happier, you know, in another country or another, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? The things that you, a new house, different apartment, but it's really just mental. It's all in your head, you know? If you just kind of like stay in the moment, and you really can learn to perfect that flow state. And it's just amazing the things that will open up. And it's honestly something that it's really good to, you know, for the people that are pursuing a spiritual path, like people are pursuing it in a really serious way. That is that is definitely the skill which you'll be most thankful for if you ever arrive at the, you know, beginning of the path again. And it says, or Ellen says, yes, it's a completely different place. It blows my mind. You know, it really can be like that. It's amazing. Your world is in you. It is, Zana. It is definitely, and yeah, it might even be outside of you. It's all over the place. It's just like everything. It's one big, beautiful mess. Did the dreadlocks start forming some kind of mohawk? No, they're tie. There's a couple ties in there. I got my bangs tied back. And smiling more than ever. Yeah, it's that's a good sign. That's a good sign. I find myself also smiling more than ever. People used to always tell me, you should smile more. And I always thought it sounded so silly. But you should smile more, because that's what happens when you're just in a good place, like chemically, physically, emotionally. Anyways. So anyone got any questions? Oh, you're on a work call? That's okay. We're happy to have you as a listener. Or in the background, or wherever we're at. We're happy to be here. Perfect. So, what do you guys want to talk about? I didn't prepare a topic today. So, it's really on you guys if you have anything you want to discuss. Because, oh, there we go, we got Sam. Otherwise, I'm gonna, go about my business. Oh yeah, where's Cannonball? Cannonball has been, I have a feeling Cannonball is going through some insight right now. I could be wrong about that, but I'm probably not wrong about that. So we'll look forward to Cannonball's return. I have no doubt that it will be good. What would you like to discuss? Oh, there we go. We got some stuff going on. Yeah, you let us know what's on your mind. What would you ask? I'm kind of into the questions about you. I want to know how I can. I'm more into this stream thing. Here's something I'll put out here. But Noi also has something that I want to address, or we can talk about. Looks like, oh yeah, Zana's talking about that as well. So we will talk about that. I forgot that I put that in there. I was testing out Grok 3, which I was pretty impressed, to be honest. But you know, like as a very like person that like not really that much into technology, I kind of actually like the AI thing, which is kind of like a weird, like, you know, a weird thing. Like I don't like technology, but I like AI because it makes it so that I don't have to technology. The AI can technology. You know what I'm saying? Like so not into it. I don't like to type, but like it's fucking great. It's like that thing went crazy. You don't even know. That was like the condensed version. I mean, the thing, like, I broke that thing. It was like taking a long time to process. Like, I was like, it went in deep. I didn't even tell it everything. I still, but it was just going insane. But, oh yeah, what was I gonna say? So, the reason why I've decided I'm going to give streaming a chance to keep going a little bit, I'm going to at least give it a chance, is really I just want to try and help people if possible. And I know that it's not everybody can, you know, the internet just makes it possible to reach more people at once. So, it's not even that I want to help people, it's that I feel compelled to. I feel like it would be greedy not to. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so about the thing that I posted in the chat, yeah, I thought it was interesting because mainly it was really what really sparked my interest was when they started the conversation, and it was like, you know, it was like a really like weird thing, and I don't know, the Vedic thing was just like basically just like lined up absolutely perfect. And even like looking at it, like not even knowing, because if you don't know anything, right, it could sound perfect no matter what, right? But the thing is that it was like a bunch of like 0 degree stuff. It was like, and I was like, and it was like, these are like, yeah, classic, you know, enlightenment markers or whatever. And so what that actually was interesting to me about was because like I was like, the whole time I've been kind of struggling with like the term enlightenment, because like even now I realize there's like, we're just now getting started. Like the stuff that I'm able to, like my meditative abilities since the last upgrade are like 100 times better, you know what I'm saying? Or more. I don't know how to, I'm not even going to try to explain, but, I don't remember what I was originally talking about, though, which is actually kind of ironic. But anyways, remind me, what was our original topic? Oh yeah, so we are, I was struggling with using the word enlightenment, right? And, but the first experience with the light and all that clearly stood out to me as the changing moment of my life, right? Regardless of everything else that happened afterwards. But I also realized I just seen the light like in all types of symbolism. in all different religions, and you know, I seen the whole thing, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's like the halo, you know, and the Christian stuff, and the, you know, the angelic voice and the harps and all that. And then there's, you know, like in Islam they have like the little seal, the messenger of Allah, messenger of God, the little gold seal thing. You know, that's like an obvious representation of that. You know, in Judaism they have the little hat with the you know, star that they wear right on the back where the light comes in. And I don't know what, you know, they have, I'm sure they have something in the symbolism in Hinduism. You know, in Buddhism they got like the little nadis all over the head in the Buddha. You know, so on and so forth. And even in the Masonic temples, they got the star in the middle of the floor or whatever. And so it seemed to me that that is what everyone's chasing, the light, the enlightenment. And I don't know if that has to be the first thing. Maybe it has to be the first thing. I don't know. But the thing is that whether if that doesn't have to be the first thing, then the first thing should be the heart opening, which is for me what was the second thing. But perhaps that has to be the first thing, and then you have to continue for the heart thing. We'll have to look into that, but there's so much more. And so I just always struggled with the term enlightenment, but I don't really have a problem using it now because of just how profound the change in my life has been, you know, and more so is, I guess the coolest part of it is that simply to feel super capable brings a confidence that is equal or even greater than actually accomplishing anything. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not really a concept I ever really thought about before, but like I would like liken it into the concept of, like, for example, in military, right? There's like how much firepower you have, and there's how much firepower you can produce. Like, these are two like separate things like that really matter in a war. You know what I'm saying? Like, because shit gets used up, shit gets, you know, destroyed, so on and so forth. So you have to keep producing to replace the stuff, no matter how much stuff you have to begin with. Some people only have the ability to produce. They don't even have a standing military. This is be like, you know what I'm saying, like the situation, it's whatever, it doesn't really matter. So, but you could look at that also in your life as like a way of achieving liberation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to increase your potential without actually having to actualize it. Do you know what I'm saying? So that you can approach as many things as possible, you know, in a way where if you're present and focused on anything, you will achieve. You know what I'm saying? And in that way, you free your mind of all kinds of things, which I guess if you guys want to elaborate on that, we can, but it would be somewhat redundant if you understand already what I'm saying. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to really say about that. You guys, let me know what you think. Where you want to go with this. Ellen said, wait, we got a bunch of stuff. Jennifer said that I didn't realize that was AI generated. Yeah, that was the new Grok from Twitter, Grok 3. I like gave it the exact dates and times of everything, and it like figured out the whole. It like compared multiple astrologies. Like it went literally crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, well, here, let me give you a couple more details. It was like, oh, it was just like, but it's interesting also how there's like, you know, it's like the 7 experiences matches up with like the 7, you know, deadly sins and the 7 godly virtues and all that. But it's like, you know, religion tries, I mean, people were telling this people about this a long time ago, and you know, back then it probably made a lot of sense what they were saying to the people. Maybe it was the best way for them to understand. It was, as the Buddhists call, udaya, right? It was you know, it was a method, you know, of teaching. Maybe not the best way of doing it, but it was a method that fit these people, the students, right? But like, here we are, you know, hundreds of years later, many hundreds of years, and it doesn't necessarily fit perfectly anymore. And it's like, even the fact that it's even hard to understand or requires translation or is like not in like our modern day speech, it's just all so overcomplicated, and it's just like such a bad way of going about it. Like, it's really honestly pretty simple. You know, of course it seemed complicated to me when I was going through the whole thing, and I also went the most like, you know, in a totally convoluted, dangerous, weird route. But you know, looking back, hindsight is 20/20, right? And it's not complicated really at all, as far as like to explain to somebody the best way to do it and the fastest way to do it. But the problem is that you will explain it to them. You could tell them the fastest way, and it's not for everybody. The fastest way is really only for people who are basically with, you know, solitary people, you know. I mean, like, it's not the kind of thing that you go through, you know, you can't have a lot of responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? You can't have kids. Probably can't have it'd be pretty hard. You'd have to have a pretty understanding husband or wife. You know, maybe your kids could be, you know, if your kids are grown, that's a different situation. But, you know, basically it's, you know, it's an extreme version. But even then, of the people that do exist like that, that don't have major dependencies, or should I say people depending on them, they probably do have dependencies. Don't get me wrong. You could tell them a very easy way to do it, and they will reject it and not do it. Not even that they will reject it, they might even believe that it's the way, but they will not be willing to do the things that are necessary to do it the fast way. You know, I inadvertently did take a fast-ish route in that regard, because I took a very extreme way, but there was definitely some unnecessary suffering along the way that I could have circumnavigated if I knew what I knew now. And that being said, you know, I mean, you really just got to empty the cup. You know what I mean? The Taoists have been trying to tell everybody, is really the ones that told everyone the fast way of doing it. But it's hard also for the Western mind to grasp these very, very simple concepts laid forth in Tao Te Ching. But it's not anyone's fault. It's just that it's the kind of thing that understanding it comes along with the results of doing what it tells you to do, basically. Which is really the only way to teach people how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like on a need to know basis, pretty much. Because when you tell somebody why they're doing something, it convolutes their mind in a situation where you need your mind to be clear of any thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what people have to think about that. Ellen says things are falling to perfect perfection. Thank you. You're welcome. Just stay in the moment. I'm telling you. You lock into the moment. You don't procrastinate. You just do whatever you need to do right now when it's time to do it. You do that way you don't get bored. You're always moving forward. You ain't got to plan ahead. You don't got to think too much about the past. We forgot most of it anyways. I don't know why we grip onto these few little things. Like, it's like, okay, you forgot 95% of everything else that ever happened in your life, but you're going to remember this like 20 things and be like, yep, this is how I formed my personality. I'm not saying that to anyone specifically. That was really more like me thinking about my past self and being like, oh yeah, okay, that was also me. I did that. You know. So yeah, the orb. Well, the orb was, the interesting thing about the orb is just that it was and it kind of got the thing slightly wrong about the orb when I was trying to explain it, but because I added in the first one last. Forgot to put that in the beginning, but that's really where it started. And it was interesting because it like came full circle. It was like, you know, I had the vision with the orb in the beginning, I had the vision with the orb at the end. Now it wasn't like totally done, but it was like I felt like that was the trigger of the last major change. So it was pretty awesome. Now I do suspect that there's, you know, still a million miles to go, but this is like just my own personal journey, and I don't need to go any further to like help other people find their torch. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, you know, it's like at some point, you know, once you've connected your heart, you know, it's like it comes in through the back of your head and it comes up and blows out of your eyes, right? And once you've connected whatever that is, I don't know specifically, but with your heart, there's like, it's like autopilot after that. But so that's really the whole thing. You don't really need to think about anything else beyond that, right? And so the key to getting your heart open is to love your enemies, right? And when I say enemies, I don't mean like anyone that you necessarily wish harm on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like in that regard, I hope you have no enemies. No, you shouldn't have any enemies. You should never wish harm on anybody. But when I say enemies, I do mean the people that wish harm on you for whatever reason, be it a good reason or a shitty reason. And when I say love them, I mean try to understand them. Try to see the world through their eyes. And it's fine if you fail, but just keep doing it. Just ask whatever you believe is greater than yourself for the strength to understand and to love the things that hate you. And in doing that, you can generate the best experience of your entire life. Like, there will never be another experience, no matter how big some of these things can be, even the biggest one of all. They don't really compare to the feeling that comes along with learning to love everything and everybody unconditionally is unmatched by any of the other experiences regarding how, like, how great the state of ecstasy is. Like, if you like any kind of intimate activity or euphoric feeling or whatever, like, this is the one for you. Okay, you want that heart open. Whether or not you have to get the other thing open, I don't know. I would just work on the heart, honestly. I'm pretty sure you can open it in a different order than what I did. But I don't have experience in that. But I do know how to get the heart open, and it's literally, it says it right there in I'm sure every religion probably tells you to love your enemies. But they don't explain why. That's a problem. They don't say that you're going to have this huge, massive heartgasm that's going to reverberate out into the entire world, and you will suddenly be able to, see through anybody's eyes in an accurate manner that will give you, like, the deepest empathy for all of mankind. They don't say it like that. It doesn't have to be complicated. There's all the, stuff that you don't need a huge book to say that. And if you can get to the point where you can just master that one thing, just the activation of your heart, you really can't go wrong after that. Like, your spiritual journey will be a piece of cake if you can master that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a legend of the ages in the spiritual realm just by mastering that, because everything else will work so much better from there, because that's where you operate everything from. It's like your second brain that you don't use that much. And then when you realize your whole body, all your nerves and your entire body are also, they're not just connected to your brain, they literally are part of your brain. You can recruit your entire body to think, you know what I'm saying, all your organs, all your nerves, like everything, like working in, like, as a single unit, not just your whole brain waking up. If you advance it far enough, you can wake up every cell of your body and have it working in a clear purpose and have the actual mental capability of feeling every cell of your entire body. So, the spiritual path is not something that you really can, like, I don't know. If there's an end of the path, I can't see it, It's like perfection is limitless. That's the really ironic thing about it, right? Because perfection should be like something, right? But it's really just, it's nothing. Like, it's everything. Super happy for you too, Ellen. Empty the cup. That's it. It's only, yeah, exactly. It's only 1 billion miles to go. But, you say you do have dreams that invade your brain and you would like to understand why this is happening. Well, the thing is the same, the center that produces your dreams, and it's responsible for like a lot of hormones and different things that affect your body. It's kind of like the command center for just a ton of different processes. And by you upregulating, you know, the way that your body's functioning, which can literally just be like something that you do mentally, but perhaps, you know, other changes can affect it as well, is that center starts working better, not just for, you know, one thing, but for everything. And one of those things is your dreams, like the stuff. And some of the dreams, you know, depending what they are, like, you know, you can pay attention to them, but sometimes they're just dreams. You just gotta kind of like learn to tell the difference. But most importantly is that whether it's just a dream or something more, the most or even, should I say, if you ever have like a really huge spiritual experience, like always the thing that matters is the lesson, because that's why you have these things. It's the lesson that's important. In order to go to the next level, you always have to get the lesson from the last level. You know what I'm saying? If you miss the lesson, you can't advance. You have to keep processing it until you integrate it, you know. So, you know, and Noise says needs a bit. Wait, Noise says it needs a big open heart and total unconditional love to love your enemy. How did your mechanism work on modern people? How did this mechanism work on? Well, like for me, Noi, I was just okay. So I basically woke up. I had my enlightenment moment. Suddenly I understood a lot more about what was going on in the world. Then to my, I made my own, you know, for whatever reason, I decided to suddenly start looking at social media and stuff again, when I should have been keeping myself in the zone. But I got really upset with everything that was going on in the world, and I just knew that wrath inside of me, that, you know, I knew it was just how bad it just couldn't be allowed to stay, you know, because at that point I realized that, like, I was already liberated. Like, I no longer feared to die. I knew that I was immortal. And so it was just, I knew it was just be such a tragedy to harbor this wrath inside of me, because what if that traveled with me when I left? What if that became, you know, I mean, this has got to be how demons are created. So I just I begged God, you know, I begged God I just said, how do I love my enemies? How do I love them? How do I love them? How do I love this evil in the world? Like, how do I love it? And, you know, I did that for, I don't know, a while, every day. And, you know, and then one day I woke up and, like, I was just feeling good, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to listen to music today. And I hadn't listened to music for 6 months, and started vibing, and I chanted a few ohms. I looked up at the sky, and I could see, you know, I had like telescope eyes, you know. I could see every galaxy. I could see whole like spiral galaxies and stuff. Instead of just a single star, I would see like whole systems. I'm looking up, and the next thing I know, I'm looking back. I'm looking down at the earth and through everybody's eyes. And I seen it all happening simultaneously. You know, everything that's going on. I seen all the bad things too. You know, but I seen so much beautiful things. And I felt so many beautiful emotions. And like, I loved everything. I loved it all. I loved even the bad things. Because I realized that there's a relationship between it. It's you know, it seems good or bad, from the eyes of a mortal, but to the one that's experiencing the whole thing, you know, they love it, because it creates divinity. You know, the person that's having a horrible life can't understand why they're having a horrible life. They can't understand how a God would ever put them through that. But they don't realize that the God is not putting them through that. The God is putting themselves through that. Because that person that's being tortured is God. They just don't remember. Just, you know, but God is going to live with that experience for all of eternity. God is going to make that experience, that torment, part of themselves. And they're going to learn from that side by side with all the billions and billions and trillions of other experiences that God is having. And that's why horrible things happen. Because horrible things don't happen to people. Horrible things are happening to God. Because the thing is that God is going to be judged as well. But that's where, you know, that's why we got to make good decisions, like as a species and as a people, because we're a reflection of that. So I hope that was a good answer for whatever the thing was. Annoying. But the other good news is that no matter how bad that it gets for somebody, if they remember who they really are and what they really are, then life will just unfold around them in a way where they will have no suffering, no matter what happens. It'll just be gone instantly. But the thing is I say remembering who they are and what they are, which sounds like an action. Like you have to remember it, but it's not like that. You can't just remember it. The only way to remember it is to forget who you are, who you think you are now. You have to forget this personality which you created to deal with your life as a survival mechanism. Like, you are not your personality. That is basically code that you wrote. That's basically like an AI program that you created. You could think of it like that. your personality. But the thing is that as much as it might feel like, oh, I created this, it's the newest version, whatever, the thing is that you don't have, you know what I'm saying, it's like God's code's better. So you should just go back to the default operating system. And so if you delete your personality and you get yourself down to like just the command prompt of self, that's the highest tech that you could be. You know, is to just be a conduit for God. And then that way, you know, just let them work directly through you instead of, you know, trying to make decisions and stuff for yourself. Trust in the process. Just stay in the moment. Pay attention to what's going on around you. It's that easy. Anyways, guys, we're approaching an hour. I hope that was a good little, I think that was a good little speech inspired by Noise question. I am down. I'll give it 8 more minutes if anyone's got something else. Yeah, don't panic. Exactly. Never panic. Rule number 1. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go meditate. I hope that was a good one for you guys. But stay in the moment. Make your decisions. You never know where you're gonna be. It's so much more fun that way. Don't make plans. It's a waste of time, waste of energy. Just do what you gotta do. Taking as big of a picture as possible. Don't try to get tunnel vision. Don't stay in the moment too much in that sense. Or should I say, you want to stay in the moment always. But when you're in the moment, you can't have tunnel vision. Not for long, you know what I'm saying? You got to take in the wide angle lens of life. See everything working from, you know, as bird's eye view as you can take it. Because, you know, if you get tunnel vision, I don't know. Maybe it's not bad. Who knows? I'm going to think about that. I'm going to go meditate on this tunnel vision thing. See when it's appropriate, when it's not. I'll let you guys know what I come up with when I'm using my whole brain. Much love. Adios.